I was browsing untap.gg, hashtag not sponsored, and of all things, I found this mythic level player who was getting a 62% win rate with, you'll never guess, Mono White Lifegain. It's tier 1 Mono White Lifegain. It's even got a favorable matchup against Demir, of all things. Is this for real? Let's check it out. Welcome to the Attic. ManaDad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. On Arena, it's always fun to play Lifegain, but usually it's just a fun strategy. It's not a winning strategy. But this is actually performing up there in the stats in best of one with the top tier decks. This is tier 1 Lifegain. Well, I think it is. We're going to test it out. I'm basically using that list that we saw from Luis, except I'm taking out one Linden and adding in one the Wind Crystal because we got to play a new Final Fantasy card, right? Got to test it out. 6 mana, tap it. Creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. So that can just be a finisher for us. Otherwise, we have Exemplar of Light, which can draw us a bunch of cards. And Serra Paragon, which is like, well, we don't necessarily draw cards with it, but we just replay all our stuff if we run up against Removal Tribal. Otherwise, our only interaction is Sheltered by Ghosts, which is fantastic. It's one of the best pieces of interaction there is in Standard. But if you need more, I'm thinking, I looked through what else was available in Standard currently. Makeshift Binding and Static Snare both stuck out to me. This is a 3 mana enchantment based removal, but you gain 2 life, so it's going to trigger all your life gain. And Static Snare, well, we got a lot of small creatures that can attack, so this will often be just like, 1 or 2 mana. All right, but maybe you don't know the life gain package. If you do, skip ahead to the gameplay, see it in action, but we'll run through it here real quick. Healer's Hawk, this one's been around forever. 1/1 flying lifelink, just an oldie but a goodie. Great package. Hinterland Sanctifier. I was going to say this came out with Bloomborough, but this is actually from Foundation, so this is going to be in Standard for a long, long time. Another at least 4 and change years. And whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. It also has that 2 toughness, which is nice. 4 Leonin Vanguards at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control 3 or more creatures, it's going to become a 2/2, and you'll gain 1 life. And then Ruin Lurker Bat, another flying lifelink, the strictly better than Healer's Hawk. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, which means if one of your creatures went to the graveyard or something went to the graveyard, you get a scry. Not always relevant, but if they are playing a lot of removal, it just helps, you draw into some more action and negate their removal. Our 2 big hitters here, Ajani's Pridemate. This also is an oldie but a goodie. Also reprinted into Foundation, so it's going to be around. The core of this deck is going to be around for a while. And you'll notice we have not hit a rare yet. So this is a very cheap deck to build. This is a creature when you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Now we do hit a rare. Essence Channeler. As this is a 2/1 bat. If you've lost life this turn, this creature has flying and vigilance. And whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And when it dies, those +1/+1 counters move to another creature. Perhaps a flying lifelinker, if we're lucky. Shelter by Ghosts, great removal. Pop it on a creature, give it lifelink. If it doesn't have it already, you can pop it on Linden. She's a 3/3 vigilance. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Each of those is an individual instance, so just one attack with one of these guys out, and they get very swole. They get very huge. Exemplar of Light is a 3/3 flying angel. Whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you draw a card. But that triggers only once each turn. Leyline of Hope, we're going to hope to have this in our opening hand, like all the ley lines. You can put it into play for free if you have it in your opening hand, and it's going to double, or I guess add 1 to all our life gain. And then as long as we have 7 or more life than starting life total, we get an Anthem effect with creatures getting +2/+2. And as you'll see, it's very easy to trigger in this deck. Serra Paragon is a 3/4 flyer. Once during each of your turns, you can play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less. And in case you hadn't noticed, that's most of our deck. And when you do, if it does go back to the graveyard or go into exile, we're going to gain life, which we like. And then the Wind Crystal is going to make all our white spells cost 1 less. And if we would gain life, then we gain twice that much life instead. So that's the doubler. And of course, as we talked about, 6 tap creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. Pretty good for closing out a game, especially if they've all got +2/+2, thanks to Leyline of Hope. So that's the deck. Very straightforward. On the other hand, it seems to be winning. We'll see if we can continue and back up the stats. Let's see Tier 1 Lifegain in action.
Oh, beautiful Final fantasize for near mid slabs of chains, for purple hippos majesty above the city's plains. The gathering, bless Garfield's PhD, and crown thy good with cardboard hood from spree to scrying free.
This season of Independence, ManaDad reminds you that the true spirit of Magic accepts every player, even if they like Universes Beyond, even if they play Alchemy. Let's enjoy the gathering together, where it has been and where it is going. Subscribe to channels like this one that celebrate the best of Magic and toss clickbait into the ocean like milky British tea. ManaDad's videos feature authentic win rate stats and are funded by members and viewers like you, and also his kids' college fund, if we're being honest. God bless ManaDad, and God bless Magic the Gathering.
Okay, gonna find out if this is truly Tier 1 Lifegain or if it's Johnson & Johnson no tiers. Lifegain, we do get the ley line. Turn 0 play and a turn 1 Sanctifier into Ajani's Pridemate, and they're gonna zap the Sanctifier because they are quite wise. Okay. Well, put down another Sanctifier, hold back the Pridemate. Maybe they're out of ammo. We're gonna go for the Duelist. Attack, that's okay. We're not worried about your damage. Gain some serious life here and put down a good blocker. I would like to get the Pridemate growing. Patchwork Banner, okay. Looks like we're up against Goblins. And Duelists, we will not be blocking that. And, so we've got Serra Paragon mana already. Basically got to remove that first. They go to 16, we're up to 22. Opponent wants to race. Okay, suspicious attack, we'll just let it go through. They've got some kind of pump spell, undoubtedly. Whatever damage they deal to us, we can probably gain back. Fanatical Firebrand. And another Restless Lackey. Down to 16. Oh, there's my brother. I check it later. Like they brought back Ravencut Allegiance. He's always on top of the draft formats. Okay, so let's play the Hinterland Sanctifier. And we'll play the Pridemate, grow the Pridemate. And I guess we'll attack with Linden. They want to remove Linden. That's fine. Got another one. Can also bring it back. They do not block. My brother advertising for Ravnica Allegiance over there. I'll block this guy. We're gonna Grand Train Heist. What did that do? Untap all creatures you control. There's no combat after this one. So they can hit us for another 7. No worries. We could easily crack back for 10, so we'll know block there. Playing some Lifegain. Up against the Yugi Moto, a Dauntless Drafter. Much like Obi-Wan Kenobi. My real life brother. And frequent mythic level drafter. I don't know if he's hit mythic yet this season, but sounds to me like he's on his way. Alright, so let's do the Hawk. Unlikely for Chocobo to fight down the Hawk, and then we can get Pridemate down, start it growing. Also the possibility of just getting a bunch of 1/1s. Okay, the Chocobo is growing, and they're communing with the beeves. They're down to 18 just off their own land. No blocks. We'll go to 18 as well. And another land is good. This Pridemate down to benefit from the growth. They'll have this as a 3/4 though, so we're going to hope to grow it even larger. Ooh, and our deal of Nylea is pretty nasty here. Go, and they'll pull out more lands. Get very big Chocobo indeed. Take us down to 12. Ooh, Essence Channeler. Okay. A little bit of a change of plan here. No point in holding back the Pridemate. We'll just leave that there. We can chump with the Vanguard if we feel like they're going to hit us for 14 or more. And a Traveling Chocobo. And a side quest Chocobo. They're birding up! Bird up! And a mere 7 damage, no problem. Having our life total. And we got Linden. That's a lot of triggers. I'll go with Linden. And could have attacked with the Vanguard. Probably should have attacked with the Vanguard. Just thinking I might need a chump blocker. We're at 10 life, 11 life. Coming in with lethal damage, so they do need to chump block something. They go to 3. And we're up to 12. Four cards in hand. Yugi Moto. They can chump block us all day. Ooh, Bristly Bill. Okay. Communing with the Beeve. The Bill's ability doubles the number of counters. They don't have Trample. Side quest raises the Chocobo. That's only 3 birds in play. Throwing those guys big. Okay, I think they want to threaten lethal here. just attacking with the 7/6. Nope, they're attacking with both. Okay. Well, we'll just chump the 11, take the 7. And Serra Paragon is interesting. Use it to get back the Vanguard, or we can just put some bats into play as chumpers. I think they're dead. Unless they've got something I don't know about. We just attack all. They've got to block the 2 big guys, and then Linden gets through for 3. Adios, Bill. Bird up. Okay. Lifegain up against Crimson Dawn. I believe that's a Star Wars reference. Here in the Crimson Dawn. Okay, we need some lands. Not gonna lie. Blue is nice. We do have bounce, which can be tricky with the Essence Channeler. It's possible we go for all the Hinterland Sanctifiers. On the other hand, if the Essence Channeler survives, it won't be a very big papa. Alright. Let's do Rabbit Beatdown right now. Rabbit beats. A double blue. Drake Hatcher. Okay. Well, we'll play the Channeler. That will grow up nice and big. And we may as well hit them for 2. This is where they drop the red mana and they pump up the Drake Hatcher and hit us for a bunch. Maybe. Maybe not. There's the red mana. Okay. And do they have removal for the Essence Channeler? Into the Flood Moth. Yeah, they have the bounce. It's going to be real bad with us stuck on 2.
No! The snake is eating my hand!
In other words, how long of a screw is necessary?
Screwed.
Approach the tower, okay. So if we had played Shelter by Ghosts on one of these Sanctifiers, they just would have torched it instead. Take the damage. They're going off with that Drake Hatcher, stocking up. I think we're going to have to Shelter by Ghosts and hope that they don't have a 1-mana remove a Sanctifier spell. That's a big hope, isn't it? Get it out of their hand with 1-mana removing a Ajani. They just stocked up. Yeah, towards the tower. Can't do much with not drawing lands and drawing double Lindens. See, we are at 26, but I just don't like our chances here. Another great catcher. I'm gonna poop out another. Try Linden. Just try to outlast him with life here. No attacks. We run him out of gas. Flying us for 4 in the air every turn. So eventually maybe we can shut that down. I guess I'll attempt to block here. Opt. Okay, opt. Okay. They get greedy? No, they're not getting greedy. They're playing around Shelter by Ghosts beautifully. And, I think we're just gonna scoop here if they've got something. No tax. We can easily remove that though. And they get a VV. Really want to scoop it. Really want to scoop it. Haste magic. We are at 17. How big can they grow the VV? Maybe they were waiting to play the VV till after we played the Shelter by Ghosts. Crimson Dawn, a very astute player here. One more mana, we get these exemplars going. Stocked up. And they have enough to remove the Hinterland Sanctifier if they think what they've drawn. Yep. They don't actually win this turn. They'll win the next turn. That ain't gonna do it. Alright, scoop-a-doop. Mono white Lifegain. Would you like some Lifegain? I would like some Lifegain. Up against Alitalia. Okay, and we've got the Wind Crystal. See if we get to play it. Let's hope it's an opponent with no interaction and we can really go to town with this Pridemate. Seed of Hope. No interaction yet. Seed of Hope. Do they have Delirium? They've got Enchantment, Land, Instant, Creature, Sorcery. They've got Delirium. Oh, they got Delirium, alright. Gotta get up to 27 life. And our guys will get nice and juicy. Overprotect, okay. And can they give it double strike? Have a fight spell? No blocks. Yep, double strike. Okay. It's a big hit, but guess who has Lifegain? Oh, this guy. Really annoyed that that's not a land. This deck probably should be running more lands. Alright. Top opponent's out of juice here. There's a light shatter. They're gonna get a random card. Push back down the guy. Not nice. And I guess we'll do this. We're so close to actually winning. We could deal 10. I'll just leave it back. We're going to have some serious blockers. They're going to think twice. Might have been correct to attack there. I don't know. Seed of Hope. They go to 12. Oh, scooping it up. Lifegain. Victory. Okay, so how do we do? Well, limited data, but 60% win rate, right in line with the mythic player who's playing this. Obviously, only 5 games, 25 minutes. On the play, 50% win rate. On the draw, 100% win rate. So that either says to me we weren't on the draw very often, or we were killing it, and we should have an even higher win rate, much like the top tier people. Wind Crystal, we didn't get to play it. Very sad. We did have it in hand, but we just won too quickly there in that game. I would go up to at least 21 lands here, and I would make a couple of them the type that can deal damage to you. Just for the chance of putting these Essence Channelers up in the air. And then maybe if you're best of 3, you could do it with like some kind of sideboard thing. There's like a color you could sideboard into or something. And I would personally, for best of 1, prefer a bit more interaction. We talked about some of the options there in the first one. Obviously, there's some games where we just needed to draw the Sheltered by Ghosts, or we lost and we didn't draw it. So that's the deck. Top tier, I guess so. It doesn't feel particularly top tier to me. On the other hand, if you're just playing 60% win rate, and we are in gold and we were in silver, I believe. You know, it's a decent deck for ranking up. That's about all I have to say about that. Thanks for joining me here in the attic. I've been ManaDad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.